My husband and I had been together for 8 years when we got engaged. We were childhood sweethearts, getting together at 17 and 18. So no one was surprised when we announced it. Everyone knew it was coming and was so excited for us. We couldn't wait to start planning. We set our wedding date for 3 years later to save money and avoid conflicts with other family and friends' weddings that we already knew about. Everything was going great until it came time to ask the bridal party. Here we go. It's like we knew. I swear I did not know this was about.
Hey, I predicted it. Come on, tell me.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. You're like, I warned you guys. I warned you.
I told you.
For context, I already knew my husband's younger sister, Emily, before I even knew him. Names have been changed. We were in the same class in high school, had mutual friends, and were friendly. However, when I had started dating her brother, she was furious. She made us feel like the worst people in the world, even screaming at us in public just because we held hands while walking together. Oh, okay. Another bit of context, we're Irish, and bridal parties here are typically much smaller than in the US. Most couples have 2 or 3 bridesmaids and the same number of groomsmen, sometimes only one of each. The bride and groom also cover all expenses for the bridal party, including attire, shoes, hair, makeup, and a thank you gift. So it's common to choose people you're closest to. For my bridesmaids, I wanted my best friend of 15 years to be my maid of honor. My cousin, who's just 20 days younger than me and has been my best friend my whole life, and my college best friend, who I was a bridesmaid for the year before. To give more context, my maid of honor lives in the UK, my cousin lives in Japan, and my college best friend is 40 minutes away. I'm getting into specifics here. This could be anybody, though, guys.
I know.
I was so excited to ask them. I made personalized cards with pictures of us through the years, wrote heartfelt messages, and included a team bride sash. I mailed the 2 cards overseas and planned to give the third in person since it was my only chance to experience that moment. One evening, we were discussing wedding plans with my husband's family, something we often did, as both families had been supportive up until this point. I mentioned we were visiting my college friend to ask her to be in the wedding party, and my husband was asking her husband to be a groomsman. That's when everything went south. Oh my gosh. It literally is like we predicted this story. That was so
Told you. I told you. Go ahead.
weird.
Excited.
I know. Emily completely lost it. She started yelling, insisting it was unfair that she wasn't included because she was his sister and had gone to school with me. She also claimed it was wrong to not have any family in my bridal party. For reference, my husband wasn't asking my brother either, because in Ireland it's not expected unless you're extremely close. She threw a full tantrum, stomping her feet like a child, shouting at us and demanding to be a bridesmaid. Could you imagine demanding to be someone's bridesmaid? Like, my thing is, if they don't ask me, that's fine. Like, they have a different vision. I'm not gonna demand because at that point, it'd be so weird then to be in the wedding because you're just there
Yeah,
because you demanded.
you're not wanted. It's almost like you broke into somebody's house and you're eating food. It's weird. Why would you even be excited? But we already knew this was gonna go left anyway. I'm excited how this ends.
Yes, I know. There was so much entitlement, and she said some truly nasty things. We explained our choices, and I pointed out that if I asked her, I would also have to ask my husband's 2 other sisters. Wait, he didn't even mention that he has 2 other sisters. That'd be 3 more people. And we simply couldn't afford a 6-person bridal party. His mom tried to calm things down, but we ended up leaving. I felt awful. I was being made out to be a terrible person. So they don't even mention the fact that he has 3 sisters, and this sister's demanding that she's in it. And it's not like all the other 2 sisters were in there and you were excluded. Like no sisters were in there.
My psychology antenna is flying off the radar right now because it feels like she's always been jealous or wants to outshine the brother or some. I'll tell you, I've seen this multiple times. Some sisters have weird attachments to their brother.
Mm.
A lot of these types of things happen, especially from my background. I've seen it even when I was young. They would have weird attachments to their brother as if their brother is their own husband. I'm not trying to throw out anything that's weird, but if they have some sort of weird attachment when an outside person comes in and takes or has his attention, maybe they were already very too close to a point where it's not normal, that now his attention is deviated towards this woman. And now instead of having self awareness and saying, hey, my brother has his own life and now I have to figure out my own life, what they tend to do is exert that neediness and very codependency on the woman because she's the outside, she's the enemy.
Right.
So I've seen things like
Oh,
this all the time, and they would act weird. The outbursts, these things are just almost like it's the outside depiction of what's actually going on in the inside. She's just not well. She's not okay.
yeah. Yeah, that reminds me of a story. I did a skit on it actually, and it's one of a really popular one. They were twins. It was a boy and girl twin set. And when he was getting married, they decided they were each gonna have one or something in the wedding. And the twin sister was like, "Well, I'm walking him down the aisle." And they're like, "Well, no, we're not gonna have him walk down the aisle." She's like, "Well, I'm his best man." And she like tried so hard up until she found out what dress the maid of honor was wearing and bought the same one. It was this crazy thing, and she would not let it go. And this was a story someone sent to me, like, I don't even know, probably over a year, almost 2 years ago now. And that was the first I'd like heard something like that. And the bride sent it, and she was so protective over her brother, saying like she needed this part in the wedding because she was his twin sister. And
Yeah.
she was just as important as the maid of honor and as the bride. And it was like she could not comprehend that she was not the bride and marrying her brother.
Yeah, no, it's so funny you said that because they feel like they're owed something because she probably introduced them. Or I was there when this happened. I'm sure if she has her own boyfriend, her own husband, she would not even be that obsessed. But there is almost a jealousy of, I was there when it happened, but it didn't happen for me. Now I'm watching you grow and move on into this relationship. She
Yeah.
feels like she's being abandoned.
Yeah, it's like the toxic mother-in-law, but instead sister-in-law, where they're kind of like, don't leave me. I deserve this as much as you do, so bring me along for the ride kind of thing.
Yeah. Make me a bridesmaid is not because I love you so much, the bride. It's not like, oh, I want to stand next to you and you're marrying
Support
me.
you.
Gonna like it's not coming from I want to support you. It's like somehow, some way my presence is gonna be known and I'm not leaving whatever union you guys are building now, I'm gonna be there. Right? Like even
Yes.
like going forward, if they had a child together, that person's gonna be problematic.
Yes. I always think about that too. I'm like, thank God I have amazing in-laws and I get along with my sister-in-laws and all that. Because I hear these stories and I'm like, people like that are like, I'm moving in next door. Do you have a spare bedroom? I'm moving. Like they don't understand the boundaries of, no, this is a new family he's starting. Like, let's have a
Yeah.
break there.
No, I'll be honest, even my brother and I were very close, super close, 1 year and 9 months apart. And when he introduced me to his wife, before she became his wife, I knew she was going to be his wife. Something in me told me it's not like anybody else that he's introduced me before. I didn't care about them. But this
Mhm.
one, when I met her, my heart told me she was going to be his wife. I had a moment of, damn, I'm not going to have that access like I used to before. It lasted 2 months, that feeling though. I was like, oh my gosh. But then now, I think I love her more than I love him. Genuinely, I tell him that too. Even chit chatting and I see them, I'm always on her side. I'm always giving him a hard time. But I understood that, like, yes, it feels weird to let go of somebody. He's my younger brother. So it's like who you were attached to your whole life. I understand that because I felt it. But there's also like this, he's building his own life. And
Yeah.
I'm support him in any way I can. And for me, it was letting him go, letting him
Mhm.
make those decisions and living his own life.
Yeah. And now you have a new sister, which is like so
Yeah. Oh
cool.
my God, she's the best. I would trade him for her. Like that's how I feel.
I love that. Well, yeah, and it's like people in the stories like don't realize is you're just gonna make it harder for everyone to have a relationship with you
Yeah.
because you're not gonna make it, the brother's not gonna want to hang out with you if you don't like his wife or you make a stickler about everything. And then it just makes everything more uncomfortable. But if you supported him, got along, then they would want to invite you to more things and they'd want you to be around and you and the wife would have a good relationship. And it's hard they don't see it like that.
She would probably have made her her bridesmaid. I mean, that's 7 years they've dated, right? If she wasn't weird, in 7 years, you could have built a beautiful bond with the sister, with the new wife, where you could actually be a bridesmaid, not actually intrude into a relationship, but she could have invited you in, and because you would have probably been close to her. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like, your feelings are meant to be felt. That's what I say all the time. Your feelings, whatever feeling you have, if you feel abandoned, if you feel like you're left out, whatever, your feelings are meant to be felt, but your feelings shouldn't dictate your actions. Like, I feel abandoned, therefore I'm going to throw a fuss and make everybody miserable. No, I feel abandoned. Therefore, this is my responsibility to take my own feelings into control and understand that people move on.